Yo, hi guys. I trusted you well. I really do trust you well. And let me first also start by apologizing. Like, guys, I'm a bit inconsistent in terms of my uploads, and also I'm still battling in terms of how I'm gonna structure the whole thing of the podcasting and to see if I can really invest more in terms of equipment and also becoming effective in it as well, trying to get some endorsements and stuff. So it's still a bit of a mess, but a hot mess. A hot mess. You know what I'm talking about, a hot mess. We will get there. These things take baby steps, and I always convince myself and I motivate myself rather in terms of understanding that whenever you're in pursuit of something new, understand that hiccups are going to occur. They occur because you're stepping into a new territory, an unfamiliar territory. And in this unfamiliar territory, you're going to birth a different version of yourself, something that has always been inhibited. You know, you'd bring it to life. So these things are going to happen, and I'm going to need you guys to bear with me. Um, we will get there. I think by the time we hit September, I'll be top notch, in terms of everything, how I breathe, how I speak, my articulation, my way of just presenting things. I feel like by the time we get to September, I'll be, on board. So buckle up really and stick with me. We're gonna do this thing, guys. So yeah, then we're in March. Okay. It's a new month. It's a new month, really, and it's almost a year since the pandemic came about. And you realize that just being alive up till this point, is such a blessing. I feel like this COVID-19 came when it came about, it showed us the core of everything. It showed us that the monetary value is pointless, that the core thing that we should value, the core, is the essence of life. Just the ability to breathe, being able to wake up and having your sanity intact. That was the most important thing. So if you're still alive, it's a blessing really, and don't take it lightly. Take it as a gift, really, because we've seen and we've lost some loved ones in our families, people that we knew passed away because of COVID-19. It's been a mess, guys. So and it's been ruthless. This pandemic, I feel like the second wave, I can't remember what they call it. I think it's the second wave. It was harsh. It was heartless, guys. Yo, it felt like they added some six gun to it. Like it it caused havoc. So, but I'm just grateful. And I feel like a lot of South Africans are also grateful for the vaccine finally coming about and being distributed into various parts of the country to ensure that we beat this thing, guys. And it's already been defeated. For me, I feel like we've already defeated it, honestly speaking. But it doesn't mean that people should no longer wear their masks. No, you keep your masks on, you sanitize your hands, you social distance. Please, 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 guys, please. It's important. And I feel like, one thing I also learned about the COVID-19 in the process is it's that it really to beat COVID-19 or to mitigate getting it, if I may put it that way, you just really need to be hygienic. This whole thing of washing your hands, using a sanitizer, keeping your distance. Like these are principles that we can really adopt even post COVID-19. Because really, this thing is for your benefit. If you wash your hands, if you always use sanitizer, it's for your benefit, guys. And also the social distancing, I take it very seriously. And I'm one person who is but the funny part about me is that I am not I'm an extrovert, but I still value my privacy. I can only let you in up to a certain extent. I don't like friends or people that are into my space too much. No. Mm-mm. I like being in my own space, being able to think, being able to dream, just getting sparks, some ideas, just being in my space. Because I've got this concept that there is no way you're going to find yourself and what you want in life if you're always surrounded by a troop of friends. I've got that phenomenon. I don't know how other people survive, but for me, I feel like the one way you can really get in touch with yourself is by really being alone, having time to breathe, having time to be, having time to rest. You know what I'm talking about? So it's the whole part of social distancing. It really try to apply it also in your life. See the people that you value, see the people that add value in your life, connect with such people, and really distance yourself from people that are not really adding much value to your life. I mean, we've seen since COVID came about, we noticed the importance of being surrounded by the loved ones. So don't now go to people that don't add value in your life. Stick to those principles, guys. Social distance, stay away from people that don't add value in your life and stick with people that really matter in your life. So uh this week on Motivation 101 with Grace, I spoke about the essence of time and how crucial it is, to value time. And I feel it's another thing that we learned throughout this entire pandemic. It's like I said, it's almost been a year. And one thing that I learned, and I feel like everybody learned, is time. How time is important and how you should spend time with your loved ones. But for me, I don't just want us to stick to just sticking around your loved ones. I want us to also understand that when we all came to earth, each and every single one of us had purpose embedded in them. And the only way we can awaken this purpose is by identifying it. And when you identify your purpose, you have to dedicate time to sit down and really be alone and meditate on God's word and try to find your core, you know. And it is only after identifying your core that you can invest time in building or working towards birthing that purpose. Understand that purpose is already inside of you. All you have to do is really awaken it. And awakening it it's going to take time, really. So it's important for us to spend time on identifying ourselves and the things that have value in our lives. And after that, we can know that we can pursue purpose, you know. And the pursuit of purpose can be a very simple journey. Why am I saying it can be a simple journey? I'm saying this because the moment you find yourself, ne, the moment you find your core, you basically have power. That's one way of viewing it. You basically have power. And this is the kind of power that is not afforded to many. You can only gain access to this kind of power if you are in touch with your true self. So it's very important to understand that time is what drives your life. It's what drives your goals. That is why even when you're applying for a job or when you want to start a business, the one skill that they would recommend that you develop is time management. Because if you can't manage your time effectively, then you almost going to become sloppy, you know. And so it's very important to understand the core of time. And for me, I go a bit deeper. I dissect it in a much deeper manner, this whole thing of time. And like I said, I now want to invest time, guys, on my delivery of my topics and ensure that I have evidence and research that suffices what I say, you know. So I went ahead and Googled what time means, and they say it's time is a noun. Time is the indefinite continued progress of existence and the events in the past, the present, and the future regarded as a whole. Okay? And then they say a point of time as measured in hours and minutes past midnight or noon. And as a verb, time means to plan, to schedule or to schedule or arrange when something should happen or be done. It is also a measure the time taken, maybe like a process activity or a person doing it. Okay. But for me, the ones that I'm going to focus on right now is the indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, the present, and the future, regarded as a whole. And I feel like that on its own is very deep. And also this one of taking time in terms of hours and minutes past midnight or noon, and also the ability to plan, to schedule or arrange when something should be done. And yeah, sorry about that, guys. I don't have COVID though. I don't have COVID. I don't have COVID. So yeah, in terms of time, like I said, we should be mindful of how we spend our time and understand that the one thing that can frustrate a young adult on this earth, in spite of the unemployment issue that is on the rise, in spite of depression, in spite of the gender based violence, in spite of all these traumas and potential traumas that one can go through in life that are obvious, one thing that can frustrate a young adult is the ability or not having the ability to find himself or herself. And this will happen if you don't dedicate time to finding yourself, you know. And through finding yourself, you are able to dissect those things that have meaning to you and your life, right? And if you can dissect those things, by default, you can already discard things that don't add value or meaning to your life. And that kind of person has power. You understand? So the problem that we face as youth is that we are reluctant to tap into our inner selves because it takes a toll on us. Sitting down and really pinpointing your mistakes and your errors and where you've been ineffective, it can do something to you mentally. It can do something to you emotionally and psychologically as well. So some people are incapable of tapping into themselves because they've got this fear. And this fear is that maybe they don't have what it takes to be all that they know that they can be, or maybe they feel like they are not ready yet. There's always that thing. Everybody, you can hear, everybody has a dream. Everybody has a dream. You understand? People want to drive expensive cars. People want to live in mansions. People want to be known. But the problem is the plan. And in order to have a plan, you have to dedicate time. But you can't dedicate time if you don't know who you are. You get what I mean? So people are afraid of tapping into themselves, into their core, and 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 really finding who they are. And that's where your true power lies, guys. Being able to tap into who you are gives you the opportunity to not just see your faults, not to just see your weaknesses, but to restructure those things. The thing with restructuring is that restructuring doesn't mean that you are changing your entire life, that you are now becoming a different person. No, you are using the same pieces, just rearranging them in a way that works effectively for you. So the thing is, once you identify your weakness, now you will find ways to maneuver and attack you or disguise as that weakness. I don't know if I'm making sense. Like for instance now, so sorry. Like for instance now, let us say you have this goal of wanting to study hard to get good grades, but then you've got friends that you're impressionable. Maybe if your friends come along and say, girl, let's go to a party, you just close your books. So the moment you realize that the reason why you're slacking academically is because you are impressionable, it does happen, guys, really. You find that the reason why you stagnant or you have got so many breaks on applied on everything that you're doing is because of being impressionable. And it's not a bad thing, really. But it doesn't become a bad thing when you are aware of it. So what happens is the moment you realize that, no, you know what, if these people call me, I become enticed, if I may put it that way, to leave, then you know what, let me switch off my phone. That is how you mitigate. You use your weakness as an advantage. You know, some traits that we have, we can't change them. So we've got to find ways to live with them in such a way that they lead to our divinity, you know. So it's really important for us to work on spending time with ourselves and to ourselves and just being there for us. And when you spend time with yourself, you get to understand yourself a little bit more. You know, when you spend time with yourself, you get to understand who you are a little bit more, the things that have value to you a little bit more. You know, when you, by just resting, you're spending time to yourself. You get to love yourself a bit more. You get to understand yourself a bit more. You get to see more of yourself, to believe a little bit more in yourself. That's what time does when you spend time to yourself. So I'm going to read what I wrote on the blog. I said, whether you're doing something or nothing, time is moving. The fact of the matter remains that you are never going to recover lost time. You may deceive yourself into taking the essence of time lightly, being reluctant to start. You'll maybe skip a day, suddenly it's a week, then a month, then towards the end of the year, you are going to be beating yourself up, wishing you had started. And it will take even more courage to start with that goal if you have been unable to do so the previous year. Procrastination is indeed the thief of time, and nothing is as painful as watching time go by without executing your goal. If you don't do something to change your narrative, all you can ever do is wonder what the outcome of that goal could have been had you worked on it. I want to point out the importance of working with the time that you have at your disposal. Utilize the time that you have to your benefit. We often refuse to start with our goals because we tie money to our goals and dreams. I can't start because I don't have capital. But the truth of the matter remains that when it comes to goal setting and goal completion, money is not a factor. It takes courage to set up a goal. It takes belief to commit to a goal. It takes faith to be consistent in working towards your goal. It also takes discipline to stick to a goal. Most importantly, for a goal to come to life, you need to invest time on it. The irony of it all is that all of these attributes, or none of these attributes, have monetary value. This highlights the fact that we already have what it takes to be who we want to be and need to be on this earth. Don't discount yourself because you think you don't have the money to execute your goal. Learn to use the time effectively. Do something every day. Progress every day. You will get there. Happy new month and a happy new week. Guys, sometimes I astonish myself. The things that I write, the things that I speak, and how I evaluate life, how I view life, I shock myself sometimes. So I really hope that this message will stick with you and that you will remember it here and there when you're doing some things in life, you know. And but before I close off, like I said, guys, there are always these songs that I listen to that really intrigue me, that make me want to do more, that make me want to believe a little bit more in life. And this time around, I chose Msaki featuring Sanel Musician, and the song's name is Ubomi Abumanga. Initially, when I heard the title of the song, I thought, because I'm not Zulu, guys. I'm not Zulu, I'm not Xhosa. So when I heard the title of the song, Ubomi Abumanga, I thought to myself it meant that life does not lie, which is a true thing. But then I went to it is true that life does not lie. That which is in you, and nobody else can take it out of you. Nobody else can remove purpose from you. You know, I always say that the is yours. Your dreams are yours and they will live. So you just keep on believing. Life does not lie. But anyway, that is not the real meaning of ubomi abumanga. I found out that ubomi abumanga actually means that life does not stop. So I love the song. It's got a very beautiful message tied to it, and whenever I listen to it, it gives me hope. So I pray that you will also learn a few things about this song and take it with you whenever you are living. They always say that music is a healer and music is a great teacher. So please also, guys, what I'll also do is just to add the lyrics of the song, the translation of the lyrics of the song, so that you can also get the sense of what I'm speaking about when I say this song is really rooted, guys. I've got a lot of respect for Sanel musician. I've got a lot of respect from Saki. You know, like the two people that I know that are very consistent in the music industry, and they're also very low key, but man, do they have doses of power. My goodness. So, guys, from me to you, really, I'm wishing you a happy new month, a happy March, and get vaccinated, guys. I hope we'll get those shots soon enough. And may we really enjoy level one and still stay safe, guys. You know what? Love each other, stick with people that stick with you, and stay away from people that don't want to be with you, guys. You can't change a person's attitude. You can't make a person like you. There's nothing you can do. Really, I would rather you invest your time rather on finding yourself and being with people that help you become a greater version of yourself than to stick around trying to lick someone's butt. No, boo. There's so much you can do with your time, really. And you remember this: you are beautiful, you are talented, you are powerful, you have power. So, from me to you guys, have a fantastic week. Have a fantastic month. Have a fantastic life. Come on. Happy, happy, happy. Ciao.